My mornings are all the same. My alarm goes off, I press snooze about 50 times, and then I finally decide to open my eyes. I check Instagram, do the usual stuff, and then I finally drag myself out of bed and make it out to the barn. Baxter gets fed first thing because, like me, he has no patience when it comes to his food, and then I do the board to remind myself of how much stuff I have to do, which will ultimately lead to a mental breakdown at some point during the day. Now it's time to do the hay nets, and of course it never fails that one of the horses does something to make my day a little more difficult. Once I deal with whatever the problem of the day is, I get back to doing the 5,000,001 things that I need to do in a very short 24-hour day. At some point in the week, I'll have to get the horses more grain because they're little piggies and they never stop eating, kind of like me, but there's their grain. Now let's go see my parents' dogs really quick because I get distracted by everything. Look how cute they are. Okay, now back to work. I drag the arenas while the beet pulp is soaking, along with feeding the horses. Dragging the arenas is another thing that I feel like I'm always doing, but at least they look pretty. And then it's time to feed the little piggies because the little piggies are always hungry. Now it's time to go to the bank because I have checks from like 2 months ago that I still haven't deposited. It's a really bad habit of mine. I'm like a check hoarder, but anyways, there was a man sitting in my driveway when I left, so that was a little weird. Another one of my bad habits is eating too many cosmic brownies and drinking too much Mountain Dew, so of course I had to stop to stock up for the week so that I can keep ruining the quality of my life. So after all that, I'm finally gonna ride. It's probably like 11 now. Honestly, I have no idea. I'm pretty bad at keeping track of time. But anyways, I like to keep things simple at the beginning of the week and then build up to more advanced things like jumping towards the end of the week. Next, I'm gonna do Ripley. Ripley is rehabbing a suspensory. If you feel like he's been in rehab forever, it's because he has been. He's not been recovering the best. Now I'm gonna start lunging horses. I'm gonna start with Bits. He's a good boy. He's really cute. And then we're gonna do Aqua, and Aqua is, well, Aqua. She's kind of a handful like all the time, but I love her to death, so I deal with it. Don't worry guys, she stopped once she realized she ripped the lunge line out of my hands and was no longer on a circle. I got her back like 0.5 seconds after that, so she's okay. Don't gotta yell at me this time. Now I'm gonna go get on Miller, and Madison's gonna have a lesson on Marco. Madison's been out here all afternoon and got the stalls done. You guys just haven't seen her yet. And then Katie had a lesson and I rode Slew during her lesson, but I didn't vlog any of it. So now I'm just gonna finish up lunging the horses. I just did Bacardi and then Kane, and this is Chores. That's not even a good video of him looking at the cat, but I decided to include it anyways. Pablo is the last one that I have to get on today, so once I'm done with him, then I get to go to bed and wake up and do this all again tomorrow. This is me showing you the stuff that Godo sent me yesterday. That's my new belt, and then you'll see my new breeches in a second. They have grippy knee patches. They're awesome. I love them. I'll link all of this in the description box. I know I should be a model. Also, I'm going to leave my discount code right here. I got all of my random nonsense out of the way yesterday, so now today all I have to do is ride. I'm going to start with Thunder. I'm pretty sure I've already done the beet pulp, but honestly this was like 2 weeks ago, so I don't really remember the order of things. Basically, the important takeaway point we have here is that I fed the horses at some point this morning, and now I'm on Pablo. I don't really know what's wrong with him, but we just go along with it. This is me showing you what I have on to come out and get the blankets off the horses because I for some reason thought that would be funny. I don't know why. But anyways, we can't be funny all the time, so I gave up on my stupid sense of humor and just got on Aqua. She was really good today. It's actually a pretty big deal that she's cantering a circle and staying this balance because she sucks at all things turning. Sometimes it's the little things that are the most exciting. Now I'm on Bacardi. There were horses being goofy in the pasture next to the arena, so he got a little spazzy, but he managed to be a big kid and get over it. This is Kane. He's always a good boy. Also, I forgot to say that this week has been the first week that we've been able to ride outside, which was really, really nice, and this day was so beautiful. I love him. Here's my microwave mac and cheese that I managed not to burn this time, and some cookies that Megan brought me, and Pork Chop tried to steal them. Now I'm on Slew. Slew's a good boy. He's getting back in shape after having like a month or two off, and I'm just working on fixing him because he got a little messed up from doing so many lessons, but he's doing much better now. There's Baxter hopping around. Then we got the horses water. Those are the horses. After I got the horses water, I got Frankie lunged, and it was so beautiful tonight, I just wish I had set the camera up better. The last thing that I have to do today is ride Chores. He was also very good tonight. He's really been on his best behavior lately. You'll probably start to notice a theme on my days now that you're seeing my whole week. So my mornings are always very productive, and then at night I kind of just lose it. So basically, I just got the horses fed and then I went to bed. Now it's Wednesday. Mornings are really the only time I have to myself out here. It's the only time that I have to just kind of enjoy the beauty of the horses and just hang out with them for a few minutes before my day turns to absolute chaos. On Wednesdays, I have no help, so it's on me to get the chores done. So I got the stalls done, and then I swept the hallway. And then I fed the horses. These are the horses eating. This is Bacardi running to get his food because he loves his food. These are more of the horses eating. Bacardi always manages to destroy his fly mask, and honestly, I don't really know how, but anyways, I got the horses fed, and then I dragged both the arenas. And then after all that, I finally got a ride. This is Nelson. Like Slew, he's been in desperate need of a tune-up, so I've been trying to ride him more often. And then I jumped Aqua. She's been really great lately. This is the first time that we've jumped outside in what feels like forever. She literally jumps so hard that it looks like I'm getting whiplash, but whatever, just ignore that. She's cool though. And then I jumped Chores. He's usually kind of nuts the first time he jumps outside in a while, so I kept things short and sweet and just hoped that I didn't die, which, by the way, I didn't. As I'm watching this, I realized that I had Madison come today instead of Thursday, but normally I have Wednesdays to myself and she's here Thursdays, but we just flipped it around this week because Wednesday was the last nice day and I wanted to be able to jump outside. And then Madison had a lesson on Chores. This was her first time riding him, and Ginger pestered me the whole time like she does in every lesson ever. Now it's time for Whitney and Olivia's lesson. Whitney rode Pablo and Olivia rode Kane. Pablo's a little pest. He thinks he's the only one in the world that deserves any attention at all, and he does whatever he can to make sure that you give him attention. Whitney's lesson went well. She's starting to figure out how to ride Pablo. And then I tried to feed Baxter some Doritos, but he didn't catch a single one. Maybe next time. And then I brought the Doritos into the ring with me so I could eat them during the lesson because it's like 6:30 at this point and I still haven't ate anything today. And then Whitney rode Ripley during Olivia's lesson and Olivia rode Kane like I said earlier, and she did very good. Now it's Thursday and I'm doing great. Aqua got loose again. I swear this doesn't always happen, it just somehow happened twice in 1 week. Once I got the horses hay, I put a blanket on Pablo and turned him out, and then I brought Reggie in. Pablo and Slew have never been turned out together, but they were instant best friends. So after standing out in the freezing rain for like 15 minutes, freezing my butt off to watch the horses play, I decided to come back in and get started on the chores. Today I really am on my own, so here's an incredibly sped up version of me doing the stalls so that I hopefully don't bore you guys to death. I wish I really could do them this fast. Once I got the chores done, I left to get Panera and I realized that I should have started my truck sooner so that I didn't have to sit in here and wait for the ice to melt. Also, I'm too lazy to use de-icer. But I went to Panera and I got some soup and then I started riding. This is Miller. He was pretty good. I was gonna get on Bits after him, but then my lovely animal did something to prevent that from happening. Bits has hurt himself again. His knee looks like a freaking balloon. Come here, show everyone what you did. So this is his knee. I guess I'm just gonna deal with this now, and I'm obviously not gonna ride him today. It's just always one thing after another with this horse, and it's really frustrating because anytime we start to make progress, he gets hurt. So, yep, good job, Bits. After I evaluated the damage that my horse has done, I got to work cleaning my mess in the wash stall from a few days ago when I started to clean the barn and then got tired and gave up. Once I removed all the possible hazards for a horse, I brought my big goofy animal in here so that I could cold hose his leg. After cold hosing, I put him back in his stall and gave him some bute, and then I got back to work. So now Sarah has a lesson, and I'm gonna ride Thunder in her lesson because that's my new thing. It saves time because it's actually impossible to get 20 separate things that all require an hour each done in a single day, so this makes it easier. After the lesson, I rode Bacardi and Sarah walked her new horse around, which you haven't really seen yet, but you're about to see a lot of him in just a second. At this point in the day, I had absolutely no feeling left in my legs, and I really couldn't feel what Bacardi was doing, but he looked good in the video, so I guess he was good. And then, like I said, I start to lose my mind at the end of the day, so here's a little bit of me losing my mind for like the 20th time this week. After that, Baxter let me know he's hungry, even though he spends all day eating horse poop, but anyways, I got him fed, and then I got the horses fed. As you can see, I'm still dressed to ride because I was planning to get on more horses after this, but then I decided I should go try and regain feeling in my legs and save energy to clean up the mess Baxie left me.
It's Friday, it's Friday, it's Friday, it's Friday, yeah, 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 it's Friday, it's Friday, it's Friday, woo, 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 woo. It's Friday, it's Friday.
By this point of the week, I have absolutely no clean clothes, so it occurs to me that maybe I should do laundry. After I got my laundry started, I went to check on Bits, whom I left in the indoor overnight because I thought moving around would help keep his leg from getting any more swollen. His leg did look a little better, but there's still a lot of swelling in it. On Fridays, my favorite thing to do is to go to the gas station and get a bunch of snacks so that I can continue to be upset that I'm getting chubby. Next, I got into my weekly fight with Pork Chop, and then I took care of my dumb animal Bits. I just needed to clean him up so that I could put a blanket on him, and then I cold hosed his leg again. Once I was done taking care of Bits, I put his blanket on him, and then I put him in the outdoor because I thought it was going to be too cold to ride outside today, so I wanted him to be out of the indoor, that way it would be free for us to ride. As you can see, there's a lot to do today. The first thing I'm going to do is lunge Slew. Megan is out here in the afternoon on Fridays, and then Whitney and Olivia got out of school early, so they were going to come to the barn in the afternoon too. Slew got to go back outside once I was done lunging him, and then Megan did the stalls, and she still has no idea that I took this video. And then I realized that it was actually kind of warm out and that it might be okay to ride outside after all, so that meant I had to relocate Bits back to the indoor and then drag the outdoor. After doing all that, I finally got to ride Frankie.
I just dropped his bone.
Next up is Chores, and I didn't spend a lot of time on him today because remember that horse that I said you were going to see a lot more of in a second? Well, his owner was here and she wanted to see my first ride on him. She would have waited for me to finish Chores, but I don't like feeling like people are waiting on me. This is Reggie. He's a 7-year-old off-the-track thoroughbred, and he's been at my barn for about a month and a half now just hanging out. Today was his first ride off the track. When we got back into the barn, the girls were trying to do some dance thing, and they still haven't really figured it out, and I still don't really know what they're trying to do, but whatever, as long as they're having fun.
I just think you're overcomplicating it. Probably one person on the internet.
After that, Reggie tried to say hi to Baxter, and Baxter wasn't really feeling it, and then Pablo tried to steal Olivia's food.
Pablo. Boo.
Next, I got on Pablo for a few minutes before Whitney was going to get on him, and Olivia decided the filming life really wasn't her thing.
I'm not a good recorder, Winnie. I'm like this.
Just try. There's one way to get better, and that's by doing it.
I can't. Just
though.
record. You do it.
Look at my hands are cold.
I cannot record.
She's like, you do it. And I'm like,
I can't record. I'm like this.
Olivia, you gotta practice. Yeah, exactly.
And then I gave Olivia a horse.
We're gonna make a deal, okay? I'm gonna give you Frankie, and you're gonna make it you too. Yeah. Okay? Okay, you have to do it. And now everyone knows that Frankie's your horse.
My horse.
No, it's for real. Your horse.
Really?
Yeah, as long as I still ride him.
I started.
While Whitney and Megan were warming up, I taught Olivia how to walk a course, and we've still got a little bit of work to do with this one, but at least it's a start.
Good job.
After Olivia and I were done goofing around, Megan lessoned on Marco and Whitney lessoned on Pablo. And then I decided to take some pictures in their lesson because I was pretty excited to be able to do lessons outside again. After that, Olivia had a lesson on Marco, and this is only like her third time jumping, so she's doing really good. And then Megan got on Ripley. I think at this point it's around 6:30 and Madison's horse was supposed to be getting here soon, and since Madison had to work, I sat around and waited for the shipper to show up with her horse. My mom also brought me some tacos, which I was really thankful for because I was literally starving and I thought I was gonna die. So basically, I just kept waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and then finally the shipper showed up at 7:45, but I didn't vlog any of that because I was ready to go to bed. On Saturday, Megan does the chores and I take the day off, which means I lay in bed all day and watch Netflix and edit YouTube videos, but seeing as Madison's horse got here so late last night, I couldn't turn her out then, so I did come out in the morning to turn QT out, which by the way, QT is Madison's horse. And since I didn't think there'd be any interest in watching me watch Netflix all day, I didn't vlog the rest of Saturday, so let's just skip to Sunday. As you can see, the weather around here is a little bipolar, so it's no longer sunny and beautiful out, there's snow on the ground. Sundays are the most exhausting days for me. I for some reason schedule all my lessons back to back, and I know that exhausts me, but I keep doing it anyways. So now I'm just gonna get the horses fed before Riley and Maddie get here for the lesson, and then I have 2 lessons after them. I don't really remember what I was doing in this video, but I left it in anyways because it's a good representation of how Baxi spends his days. Now Madison and Riley are here, and Madison's gonna ride first. She's gonna lesson on Kane, and then I'm gonna ride Thunder in her lesson. Both of the kids have been working on their diagonals, so that's what we did today. Riley tried to go out and get Marco on her own, but it was really cold out, so I went out to help her, and she was really cold, so I had her go back inside so she could warm up, and I just got Marco the rest of the way.
I just need a baby car seat, that's all. I'm in a stroller, just push it around. No, wrong foot, you dumb guy. Use your brain.
Okay, other foot.
Do you have food I can eat?
I gave Maddie some of my chocolate chip mini muffins, and then it was time for Riley's lesson, and I hopped on Kane so that I could school him a bit. I didn't vlog the other lesson, so you'll just have to use your imagination on that one, but anyways, now I have Reggie out, and I'm gonna lunge him before I ride him, mainly because his lunging skills need some work too. This is Reggie's second ride off the track, and he's already much better than he was on Friday. He's gotten a lot more relaxed. Obviously, there's still a lot of work to do to get him to be less tense and stop playing with a bit, but honestly, for as green as he is, he's doing great. Now Madison and I are gonna ride QT, but first things first, she's getting a haircut. QT is a Western pleasure horse, so she wasn't exactly used to moving the way that I was asking her to move, but now that she's been at the barn for a few weeks, she's feeling great, and I can't wait for you guys to see the difference. After we were done with QT, I hopped on Marco for a few minutes so that I could school him a little bit because he was a little naughty in the lesson earlier. I definitely still had horses that I wanted to school, but at this point in the day I'm frozen and it's too cold for the horses to work, so now all that's left to do is take care of bits, clean the wash stall, and get the horses fed. After all the horses are taken care of, then it's time to go inside, warm up, eat some food, get some rest, and prepare for the upcoming week.